that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Can't hit him, 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 listen, 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 hit him, listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur King, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk, upon further review where we talk about the Eagles' previous game. It was a bye week last week, and the Eagles were not the only ones on bye. We were on bye also. We don't get much of a break during the season. We come on a couple times a week, so we took the opportunity ourselves to take a week off and give ourselves a break. So it's good to be back, though, and we are facing a heavy opponent this week. It's going to be a rematch of the Super Bowl, where we take on the Kansas City Chiefs. But let's go over a little bit about what happened the last time we saw our Philadelphia Eagles on the field, and that was against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm joined today by no one. No one's here. It's just me. It's just me, Dark Knight, and you. My co-hosts are you guys in the room, so I'm glad you guys are showing up. Let me just get finished sharing this episode with some people out here before we jump into it. But you are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around, that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. You know, I don't drink anymore, but you guys let me know what you're drinking, and I do have something stronger than my regular cranberry juice, though. I have my Monster Rehab energy drink, so I'm going to be doing a sip of that while you guys do the shot. So here we go. To our Philadelphia Eagles, our 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles, coming off a bye and hopefully get a win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the
All right, so let's talk about it, man. Last we saw our Philadelphia Eagles, it was a harrowing win over the Dallas Cowboys, but a win nonetheless. So we did celebrate that, and we had enough time to allow the mishaps or the sloppy play kind of sink in. Everybody should be over that, right? Everybody should be over that. Nobody should be really mad. I mean, we switched the energy immediately following the game because Pat and myself came on afterwards, and we were not very happy with the way the game ended. I mean, the results we were happy with. We were happy with the fact that we won the game, but we were not happy with the way that they kept us on the edge of our seat and almost gave that game away. But then we had the Queen of Eagles Talk come on, Michelle, and she kind of helped switch the energy in the room by letting us and reminding us that it is a win. A win is a win. And a win over the Dallas Cowboys, no less, is something that we should always celebrate, no matter how close it is. So we switched the energy that day immediately, deciding to put all of the mishaps and the scares behind us as we celebrated our Philadelphia Eagles and the victory over the Dallas Cowboys. But with 2 weeks under our belts to allow this to sink in, how does everybody feel out there about that win over the Cowboys? Let me know in the comments. And meanwhile, let me bring you guys into the conversation. As I said before, you guys are our co-host on this show. So the first person in the room tonight is Dion Jones. What's up? Monday night, baby, 9-1. I feel you. That's what we need to happen Monday night. That's what I would like to see happen. Jeremiah Andrews is second in the room tonight. He says, what's up, family? Super Bowl rematch. Yes, you better know it. Super Bowl rematch. JT says, let's go, Birds. What's good, family? What's good, JT? I'll talk about JT in a minute. Richard Layton says, Eagles fan, what's up? What's up, Richard? What are you doing? I know what you're doing, but put it in the comments anyway. It's just fun to see it in the comments, even though I know what it is. My neighbor, Sean Bell, the owner of the fabulous Bar Bell, where we congregate each Sunday to watch football games at his house. Fabulous, fabulous bar area in his basement, and we all neighbors all congregate over there to watch the games on Sunday. Thank you for tuning in, my good friend, listening to Eagles Talk at the one and only Painted Stave. Oh, so he's downtown Smyrna listening and watching. That's what's up, Sean. Thanks for the loyalty. Ed Clinton, my loyal follower on YouTube. What's up, Eagles gang? What's up, Ed? And for all my anybody who's not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go to YouTube and give us a follow. We can use the subscription. We're trying to get up to 1,000. Come on, help us out. Go to YouTube and search at Eagles Talk and just give us a subscribe. We love that. That will help us out a lot. Emmanuel is in the house. He says EAGLES. That's right. Sean, what are you drinking? A chai highball. What is that? That sounds like a tea or something. Sounds like some type of meditative drink that would a chai highball, a meditative drink that would get you high and allow you to get into your meditative state a little quicker than usual. All right, that's what it sounds like. Demetrius Todd says, I wanted to make that cross-state road trip to the game in KC, but them tickets were too high. I feel you. You know, the NBA is not cheap entertainment, and for good reason, because we are thoroughly entertained by NFL games. Jeremiah says, doing shots of that goose. Oh, I hear you. And Richard has put it in his chat. And if you don't know Richard, it's Goose, Grey Goose, and Ultralight always. Ed Clinton, my man from YouTube, says getting some pieces of secondary back, that should provide some relief back there. That's a good place to start because we're getting healthier now that we have a bye under our belt, and some of our Eagles players have had chance to heal up, and let me see who's going to be returning. So full participation in practice Thursday was one Grant Calicatera. That's cool because we need a tight end with Goddard being out, and but offensive guard Cam Jurgens is back after a foot injury, and cornerback Bradley Roby is back, and we need some help in the secondary. Last we saw our team on the field, CeeDee Lamb was cooking us. He was cooking us, and he was cooking us from the slot, and it was not a pretty sight to see. Our safety, rookie safety, who I'm high on, I love the guy, Sidney Brown, but he is not a cover safety, and he found himself matched up against CeeDee Lamb in that game pretty often, and CeeDee Lamb went for 191 yards in that game. So we do need help in the slot, and it's good to have Roby come back and be able to take over and man those duties in the slot with our outside corners still healthy. That should bode well for us going to get up against Kansas City, although I don't see them having the same threat in the slot as Dallas has, but they do have the best quarterback in the league, and that is Patrick Mahomes. I know, guys, don't jump on me. I know, because I have a co-host on another Eagles show that would be killing me right now because I just uttered that statement, and that's the fact that I said that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. But he is an awesome quarterback. We can debate if he's the best or not, but he is an awesome quarterback, and he is a weapon that we definitely have to worry about this Monday night. He single-handedly beat us in the Super Bowl. It was that last drive to get the field goal to seal the game, which is what broke our backs, right? And it was all him. It was all him, even his legs. It was him. So we do have to worry about him, although Kansas City offense is not clicking as it was last year, right? It's not as high-powered as it was last year, but they do still have that guy, and that guy can do it at any time. So we have to have a game plan that's going to slow him down, and I don't know. I don't know. I give the defense high grades for the first half of the season, but there are periods of time where we all scratch our heads as to what our defensive coordinator is doing. Don't we? Don't we? We do scratch our heads because we see them in passive zones at times, and I've already come up with the perception that I don't know if it's our defensive coordinator's philosophy per se, or if it's a team philosophy, meaning that not allowing the big explosive play is coming from the head coach. And that's kind of dictating to our defensive coordinator what kind of coverage he's going to play. Because we've seen this with Gannon last year too, right? So Desai is looking a little similar in these zone looks, and the corners playing so far off of the receivers. I'm starting to think that maybe it's not the defensive coordinator's philosophy, but a mandate that's coming from the head coach. And he's saying, we want to limit explosive plays. We want to limit any play over 20 yards. And he's handing that down to whoever his defensive coordinator is. When they come in the door, he's letting them know. And this is just my perception. This is just my, I'm just assuming, you know what I mean? So just speculation. But I'm thinking that our head coach is letting the defensive coordinators know that we do not want to give up the explosive play. And hence why we see so much of those zone coverages trying to keep the receivers in front of us as to not give up that big play. I thought the side was going to be different, right? I thought that we would see more aggressive coverage by our corners, playing a little closer to the receivers, maybe a little more press coverage. But we seen too many instances where they're looking like Gannon's defense back there, allowing the receiver to have a 9-yard cushion. And we hate seeing that, right? We hate seeing that. So my speculation is that it's coming from up top, because these guys are just, this defense is looking too similar in certain situations to make me think otherwise. I just can't. I can't imagine Desai being the same guy as Gannon. He talked a great game when he first came in the door, right? We were really hyped to see this guy take over our defense because he talked the talk. He had that tough talk. Like, we want to touch them. We want the offense to feel us and all this. Well, they can't feel them from 10 yards away. The receivers can't feel our defense when the cornerbacks are playing 10 yards off the receiver there. They can't feel them. So that just talk? So that's just something that I've come up with from my observations. Let me go to some comments out here. Wayne said he is saving his drinking for Monday. Yeah, I got you. And look, if you're going to save your drinking for Monday, you better have Tuesday off. That's all I'm saying, because it's going to be a late game. And if you're watching it with us, and I will be doing play-by-play Monday night, so if you want to watch it with me, just turn your volume down and tune in to me, and we'll watch it together. And you can listen to me do the play-by-play. You don't need to hear those guys. Although Troy Aikman is good, I do like Troy, but I'm going to be calling the game too. So if you want to watch the game with me, just turn it. Put me on YouTube, because I'll be on YouTube, and turn the game on, and we'll watch it together. All right, Rachel is out there. Rachel says, hopefully Jalen's knee is better. Yeah, I do too. I hope Jalen's knee is better. Well, I've just read that he's not wearing a brace anymore. So that's good, right? So that's good. We don't have to worry about that. And he says he feels a lot better. So that's good too. So this bye week came at a great time, halfway mark, right? That's 9 games in, and we get a bye. So that is in our favor. But on the flip side, the Chiefs are also coming off a bye. And we all know our old friend Andy Reid and his record, how spectacular it is after a bye week. So it's going to be a very tough situation in coming out of that stadium in Kansas City with a win. We have some things stacked up against us. We have Andy Reid's record after the bye week stacked against us. We have the fact that they are the Super Bowl defending champs. We have the fact that they're at home. So a couple things that are not in our favor. But this team is very talented. We still have a very talented team, and our team is still 8-1. And not all of those victories look pretty. You don't have to go any further than the Dallas Cowboys game, right? They don't all look pretty, but we have been finding ways to win the game, and that's all that matters, right? We talk about it. I'd go 16-1, and all the games could be 3-2. I'd still be happy. Now, I know us as a collective unit would be bitching all year if something like that happened, but ultimately we are only worried about W's and L's, right? So we've been finding ways to win. And I'll also admit this: we've not been playing the creme de la creme. We've not been playing the top-notch teams, but we still are 8-1, and 8-1 is 8-1. And I don't think I don't recall. If I had an intern, I'll tell him to look it up right now, but it's just not in my budget. But if I had an intern, I would tell him look it up. What previous year's Super Bowl loser comes out and is 8-1 the next year? That doesn't happen very often. They talked about the percentages of teams just falling off the cliff after they lose the previous year's Super Bowl. And we've already bucked those odds by coming out the gate. Our first 9 games, we're 8-1. That's good. That's not good. That's great, actually. When you think about it, when you think about history and what's happened to previous teams, the last team was not too long ago who had success after previously losing the Super Bowl was those New England Patriots with Tom Brady. After they lost to us, they came back the next year and won. And we're looking to duplicate that. That's the recent history. We have to go off of a previous year's Super Bowl loser coming back and being successful. That's the most recent. So we're hoping to duplicate that. And I think that we have a good chance. You stand a great chance when you come out 8-1 the next year, right? But you know what's staring us in the face? Number one, this game Monday night is staring us in the face, right? Then after that, this is the gauntlet of our schedule, right? Because we just got, and at the beginning of the year, we said that it started last week against the Dallas Cowboys. That was going to be the start of the gauntlet portion of our season, because we had the Dallas Cowboys, then the Kansas City Chiefs, then the Buffalo Bills, then the 49ers, and then the Cowboys again, and then the 49ers after that. So we were calling that the gauntlet of our season. It was going to be the toughest stretch. But I stretched it back even a little further than that. I said it started with the Miami Dolphins, because the Miami Dolphins, we didn't know they were going to be this good. We had an inkling that they were going to be good because they weren't bad last year, but we didn't know they were going to come out as explosive as they have this year. So I started our gauntlet stretch of the season at that point when we played Miami. So from that point, we had Miami, the Commanders. I know the Commanders don't have a great record, but it is an NFC East team, and they do battle us tough, and they battle us tough both times we faced them this year. So we had Miami, the Commanders, Dallas. Now we have Kansas City, Buffalo, San Fran, Dallas again, and the 49ers. So out of that, hold on. Let me go back. I messed up on my fingers here. All right. So Miami, Commanders, Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo, 49ers, Dallas. So all right. So that's an 8-game stretch. So thus far in that 8-game stretch, we are 3-0. We beat Miami, we beat the Commanders, and we beat Dallas. And we didn't look horrible. We're 3-0 out of the stretch, and we played, and 2 of those 3 games were legitimate teams. We played legitimate teams. We can't say we played cupcakes, right? That's why this is a tough stretch, right? So the first game's against Miami. They're playoff contenders, right? Second game, the Commanders, not so much playoff contenders, but they are division rivals. They played this tough. But then we played the Dallas Cowboys, who are contenders also. So out of the first 3 games of an 8-game stretch that's supposed to be the toughest of our season, we are 3-0, and we played 2 legitimate teams, and we beat them both. And may I add, I think we beat them both handily. I know the Cowboys game got a little scary at the end. But at the end, but there was a point in that game where we took over, and we were kind of on cruise control. It didn't get hairy until the end. That third quarter, when we came out in that third quarter, that was a dominating quarter for us. Dominating quarter for us. And we dominated the Miami game. That was one of our best games of the season. Shut down the most explosive offense in the league up until that point, right? Shut them down and won that pretty handily. So we have some things that we can hang our hat on. We have some things where we can hold our heads up high. We still have not put together a 60-minute all around every aspect of the team playing at a high level. That we still haven't seen that, and that's still scary because it can happen at any time. All right, let me go to some comments because you guys are really talking. I'm listening a lot. All right, Eddie says, I have a question. I have to question that opinion. The reason being is that Jalen's first year, Sirianni showed willingness to adapt for success. You saw that when switching to run game. If we do not see the changes to this defense in the second half of the season, Dante, then maybe by Sirianni adapts towards success. All right, I have to. What question is that? Are you? So when you saw switching to the run game, if we do not sit in, maybe the being that my speculation that Sirianni is handing down the mandate of not allowing explosive plays, thus Desai is playing some of that soft passive zone. Is that what you're talking to, Eddie? And if so, that's a good point to make. I do agree with Sirianni showing willingness to adapt for success. I do see that. Could I ponder? Could I go on? Can I make an outrageous take here then? Maybe it's coming down from Howie. I don't know. Maybe it's coming down from Howie. I don't know. And of course, it could just be Desai's method of playing defense. I don't know. But it's no fun to just think it's Desai. It's a lot more fun thinking my way. It's a lot more fun. This conversation is boring if I think it's just Desai being inept or showing some ineptitude to with this soft zone or this passive pass coverage that he plays with his corners. I just we don't like it. We saw it last year. We just don't like it. But that's a good point though. All right, Jeremiah is out there. We got to let them flowers grow talking about the new coaches. Yeah, we do. And that's a good point. We talk about it. That's a tough thing to do, to have a Super Bowl caliber team last year, lose both of our coordinators, offensive and defensive, bring in two new coordinators, offensive and defense, and still be 8-1. That's quite impressive. So I guess, we can't kill them. We can't totally kill them. They're 8-1. As much as we don't like to see that passive defense, we don't like to see our corners playing 9 yards off of the receiver. We're 8-1. So something is working. As much as we don't see this offense as explosive as it was last year, we're still 8-1. As much as we are frustrated sometimes at how this offense operates inside the 20, we're 8-1. Right? And these guys are they're in great positions. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about both coordinators are in excellent positions. Meaning, if you were going to start your NFL career, or not even start, if you were going to continue or be promoted into your NFL first NFL coordinator's job, wouldn't you rather do it with a bunch of talented players under your belt? And both of these guys are coming into these roles with some very talented players. I mean, this team got to the Super Bowl last year. This offense is no slouch. Best offensive line in the league, arguably, right? Jalen's having another MVP type season. He's still in the mix. Wide receiver duo is amongst the tops in the league, with perhaps the best wide receiver the way he's playing right now, right? And you are the offensive coordinator of this. This is where you're going to start your offensive coordinator career in the NFL. Who would not die to have this type of talent underneath them? And on the defensive side of the ball, you got the Georgia dogs up there. Got perhaps the best defensive player in the draft, have a great secondary. You have a solid secondary. Linebackers are playing good. You have Hassan Reddick on your team. Who wouldn't want to be the defensive coordinator of this unit? So these guys are coming in, and nobody is crying for them when they get bashed because they have some tremendous talent that they're working with. If you play golf, right, it's like playing golf off of the driving mat. The driving mat is very forgiving. It doesn't give you a sense of reality of how it is to hit the ball off on the grass, on the real grass. It's forgiving. So you play on there long enough, you get the false sense that you're striking the ball good and you got a good swing until you get on the real course and you realize that the ground is not so forgiving, and it's not the same when you have to hit it out of the tall grass. These guys have that benefit of hitting or cutting their teeth with excellent player with top-notch talent here. And in some instances, I think the talent has really been saving their butts. Because I don't know if I agree with all the schemes or the scheming or the play calling that's being done by these guys, but because they do have superior talent out there, I think that is helping them out quite a bit. So I'm not going to shed any tears for any of the abuse that may be coming from the fan base or myself, because I sometimes I'm the guy that's dishing it out. So yeah, I'm not going to cry with that. These guys are in prime positions. They're probably in enviable positions. What defensive coordinator or aspiring defensive offensive coordinator wouldn't like this unit that both of these guys have? All right, so but we have to talk about Monday night. We have to talk about this game against Kansas City. Let me see what you guys are saying about that. Bills game, Phil. Hold up, Jeremiah. Let me see what he's saying. We're not firing on all cylinders at once. One game is defense, one game is offense. We got to get on the same page. I agree. I agree with that. We do need to be on the same page. And when that happens, and we talked about this last year too, and it happened too, because we are not. I mean, I know this season is different. It's a whole different entity in itself, but there are some similarities. And that, I mean, last year we started off the season, we shot out the gates, and we were pretty impressive in our 8-1 record last year, right? We were pretty impressive, but we had not put together a full game yet. We were exploding in the second quarter a lot in those first 8 games, right? We were exploding in the first half, specifically the second quarter, and then a lot of those games we were lackluster in the second half. But we had exploded so much in the first half that it didn't kill us. So we were jumping out on people. Once we got like 2 touchdown leads on these teams, it kind of turned them into one-dimensional teams where they had to go to the air, and that's when we pin back our ears and start going after the quarterback. So there were a lot of early season games last year where we were not hitting all cylinders, but we were putting up W's. And we kept saying, yo, when this team puts it all together, it's going to be scary. And it's happened. It started to happen in the second half, right? We started to put full games together. It carried over into the playoffs. Our first 2 playoff games were dominating, to say the least. Giants, a laugher. Even the 49ers game, a laugher. Because we were putting full games together. So it's the same situation here. We have not played a full game on at a high level on both sides of the ball yet. And we're still waiting for that to happen. And there's a possibility that it could happen Monday night. And when that does, the league needs to be on notice. They're talking about us. Some people are scared of us already, right? And what a compliment that is. If you're scared of us and we're not playing at our highest level yet, then I don't know what to say when it happens. But we're not going to talk. We're not going to count our eggs before they hatch. We need to see it happen. We need to see it happen. All right. So, I'm going way beyond on the first quarter. So let me end this first quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right. So you're looking and listening to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. It's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I don't drink anymore, but I got a high-powered drink myself, and that is the Monster Rehab. I like the Monster Rehab if I'm going to drink any energy drink, and I don't drink them as much as I used to. I don't. I've really, really pulled back a lot. But when I do need that little extra charge, I do reach for the Monster Rehab. And the reason why I do is because it's non-carbonated, number one, and it's no sugar. Well, it is, but it's very, very little, like 2 grams of sugar. I don't like a lot of sugar. And so it's great for me. So I'll be drinking this. You guys get your shots together and let's salute our Philadelphia Eagles as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night. So everybody, let me get the soundboard ready because I am the soundboard guy since no one else joined me tonight. All right, so here we go. All right, so to our Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so I'll start off by going to some comments. Ed Clinton says this Bill games feels less tough. Yeah, it does when you look at how they are playing right now. But they got 2 weeks. So, we know there are ebbs and flows to the season. So we don't know what they're going to look like in 2 weeks. So we can't look by anybody. Richard Prayer says, yo, Knight, what's up? What's up, Richard? Rachel says the Miami Dolphins were 10-3-1 in 1971 before falling to the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 6, that is. Don Shula's team rebounded with the only undefeated season in NFL history, going 14-0 in the 1972 regular season before beating Washington 14-7 in Super Bowl 7. So that's another success story. That's a long, long time ago. Rachel, I might need to hire you as our intern because that was good. That was good digging up that piece right there. So that's the type of success we are looking. We're looking to duplicate not only what the New England Patriots did in 2018 when they lost to us and then rebounded the next year and beat the Rams, I believe it was, and beat the Rams. We're also looking to duplicate this. In 1971, the Miami Dolphins lost to the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 6 and then rebounded and went undefeated the next year and won 14-7 in Super Bowl 7. So we hopefully will duplicate something like that this year. Lost last year, and we want to go back and get our revenge. I'll call this the unfinished business season. So, and we're on pace. Eddie says the Eagles are on pace to win 13-14 games. Eagles can go 2-5 in this next stretch and still be in contention for the number 1 seed. Oh, well, we definitely don't hope to not go 2-5 in this next stretch. But if you're saying we could go 2-5 and still be in contention, that will be remarkable. And that's actually good because I don't think we're going to go 2-5. So if we can go 2-5 and still be contention, then we should be in good shape because I don't think we're going to go 2-5 in this next stretch. We tried to give that Cowgirls game away. Can't do that against a real team. You're right, Bill. Maine says KC, Buffalo 49ers, Dallas Seahawks. Yeah, I saw that. And Seth Joyner spoke on the defense. We want to minimize explosive plays on the defensive side of the ball so we don't see this coordinator as aggressive as he wants to be. So why? As he wants to be? So he wants to be aggressive? So, again, that you guys are feeding my theory here, my conspiracy theory. Uh, Jeremiah says, I think the second half of the season we will see Penny a little more so he can take some of the blows off Swift so we can save him for the playoffs. I think we've seen that with Kenny Gainwell actually taking some of those carries away from Swift because that's the smart thinking, right? Sometimes we get a little selfish and besides ourselves when we see how impressive Swift can be in certain situations, and we want him to carry the ball every single down. But the reality of it is, he's not been the most healthiest running back the past few years, which is why we were able to get him. So, a part of our success is going to depend on him being healthy in the playoffs. So, I can see lightening his load right now so that he'll be around for the playoffs so that we don't lose him before we get to the most meaningful part of our season. That's the postseason. Pamela, Miss Jones is in the house. The wins have been a little ugly, but winning nonetheless. 8-1 and hungry for more. Go Birds. You're right. Richard Prayer says, I believe I'm sorry. I believe Jordan Davis is a major part in our running defense. Of the duh. Yeah, you better know he's a big part of that. Ed Clinton says the good news is that neither of these guys are on any head coach short list. If we end up with another deep run and better, they are going to be just that much more experience and confidence going forward. Good point to make. Good point to make. Because not only are these coordinators playing with top-notch talent, which is making their jobs a lot easier, they are gaining valuable experience with each game of the season. With each game of the season, these guys are gaining valuable experience. It's reminiscent, or we can compare it to the rookies. The rookies, right? We get the rookies in there, give them all the snaps they can get in this regular season. And then in the postseason, they will have gotten valuable experience for going into the postseason. And that's what these coordinators need. They need that valuable experience going into the postseason. And we've been in some situations where they have had to sharpen their coaching skills, their decision-making skills, because that's what's going to win games when you get to the playoffs, right? Scheming, in-game adjustments, right? And we've had some harrowing situations thus far that's kind of helped sharpen their thinking on their toes, right? I mean, it's one thing to call plays and the such. It's another thing because while the game is going on, it's this live ammo. It's live fire. You got to make heady decisions on the go. You don't have a week to respond to a play that's killing you. You need to be able to make quick in-game adjustments. And for the most part, I've liked what Desai has done. I think he makes some great halftime adjustments. Right? Brian Johnson, not so much so. I don't. I trust in Desai's in-game adjustments a little better than I'm trusting Brian Johnson's at the moment. But this is why these regular season games are so important. These are the games that they're getting experience, valuable experience. And yeah, and if we do, you're right, Ed. If we do happen to be successful this year and win the Super Bowl, these guys will have very, very much let's say they'll have valuable experience under their belts going forward. So Anthony says our season is on our hands to get to the Super Bowl. Our DC must put our secondary in an aggressive position to shut down key receivers with penalties. Yeah, you're right. That part. Oh, our resident from down under. Where you been, Tony? What time is it out there, Tony? Let me see. It's 7:44 in the morning. No, not 7:44. 9:44 in the morning. It's already tomorrow, Friday, 9:45 in the morning for Tony. Okay. So Tony Burns said we had a gauntlet about this time last year from memory, and this was when they put it together. Yeah. So, I think this gauntlet is a little more challenging than last season's gauntlet. But you're right. We put it together around this time last year. So hopefully we can follow suit or duplicate that situation and put it together now, especially in a time of the year that we need it the most in this stretch right here. Dion says we keep saying we need our DC to have our DBs be more aggressive, but I'm starting to think, are they capable? I'm not sure. Great point, Dion. Great point, because last we saw Bradbury against the Dallas Cowboys, it looked like he had aged overnight. That's what it looked like. It looked like from the previous week until the Dallas Cowboys week, Bradbury had aged about 5 years. He looked a little old against that Cowboys offense. So you're right. Are they capable? Are they capable? We'll see. I would like to think that they still I mean, you don't just lose it that quick, do you? Do you? And then sometimes, like, we know sports is a mental game as well, right? We know that confidence accelerates the process, right? Sometimes I think, the coaches have to play chess in in the sense of show some confidence in your guys, and that may be what they need too. Because when you play a certain coverage and you don't allow them to be aggressive, it may get in their heads that you don't have confidence in them. You can help a person out by showing a little confidence in them. I know it's worked for me. I mean, any when you play sports, when the coach, when I was younger and the coach said you're starting, that was it. That confidence was all I needed. Number one, I, I'm starting. You have the confidence in me to start. Well, guess what? I'm not going back to the bench. And I didn't. I never went back to the bench. So, you know what I mean? So give them a little boost of confidence and give them a chance to do that. Show them that you have confidence in them. That could go a long way. Milton says secondary just has to play better, and we have a great chance at the Super Bowl. You're right. And then let's not forget that this off week was great for that new safety we have. Bayard has a week under, 2 weeks under his belt to grasp this defense, and maybe he's more comfortable when we come out of this bye also. Oh, that's where you guys are? Oh my God, Stephanie, I forgot. You guys in Jamaica? Is my co-host in Jamaica? Oh my goodness, I didn't write it down. He just may be in Jamaica. That's why I'm all alone. All right, Nichelle has confidence. She's a boss bitch, so she has she has conference that she was at, and my other co-host is in Jamaica. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's why I'm all alone. Why aren't I in Jamaica? All right. Gregory Barr, Orangeburg in the house, Bird Gang. What's up, Orangeburg? We're from down that way. Our family, Pat and I's family are from Bowman. Orangeburg is bigger than Bowman. Bowman is like, if you can see my basement studio, Bowman is probably about just a tad bit smaller than the basement I'm in right now. I'm only kidding, but it is not very big at all. Mr. Jones, his birthday is today. The ultimate birthday present will be an Eagles victory on Monday. Fly, Eagles, fly. Happy birthday, Mr. Jones. Happy birthday to you, dog. That's what's up. God bless you, man. It's always a blessing to be able to say happy birthday to yourself, right? That's a blessing to be able to wake up and realize it's your birthday. So we wish you many, many more. That's what's up. Dion said Pat done left the country and Dante forgot. Yeah, Dante was low-key salty thinking Pat was just MIA. And you're right. Dion, stop reading all between all the lines. Shut up. Go drink your Maker's Mark. Be quiet. He always saying some smart shit. All right, so but he's right on point there. I was like, dang. All right, okay. Hey, so Jeremiah's gonna be my host with the co-host. It's time for the third quarter. Thank you, Jeremiah. See, be helpful, Dion. All right. So that is the end of the third quarter, man. I mean, second quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right. So you are watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I don't drink no more, but I'm still doing something high octane here, and that is the Monster Rehab. This is peach tea, too. By the way, that's the flavor. So you guys let me know what you're doing out there, and let's get this show on the road. So, to our Philadelphia Eagles coming off the bye, 8-1, best record in the league. Salute down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
Dion says, helpful I'm not, but makers I am. All right. Happy birthday to Mr. Jones, man. That's what's up. Y'all enjoy y'all time. We are playing man coverage. It's now up to the players to play better. This is Pat from Jamaica. All right. Pat says, we are playing man coverage. Is now up to the players to play better. All right. So he's saying that we are playing man coverage. It's up to the secondary to just play better. Because as Richard's saying, Bradbury and Slay has been burnt toast. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, all right, that's cool. All right. They just have to play better. All right. So don't go away from them. Don't go away from them, man. You know, football ages you quickly. Yeah. But overnight, like from 1 week to the next, Pat, that was fast. And it does happen that quick. So what time is the game for you against the Chiefs? Yeah, what time is the game for you? Are you guys going to be back by Sunday? I wonder. Let me know if you guys are going to be back by Sunday. I mean, not Sunday. I'm sorry, Monday night. So, wow, Pat's away in Jamaica. He's enjoying some beautiful weather. I'm still here, stuck, but I will be on, ready to go for that Monday night's game. So make sure you join us. I don't care if it's just me. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be broadcasting. I should have Nichelle. I probably won't have Nichelle for the post game. It is a primetime game. Those primetime games are tough on us because, we have to stay up after the game. You guys go to sleep. Well, not all of you. Some of you guys are loyal and stick around. That's what's up. Oh, I was talking to Tony on that one. Okay, all right. Oh, he's not back until Tuesday. All right, so Pat's not back until Tuesday. All right, maybe I'll find maybe Jamaica meat jelly, Pat. Or maybe I'll find a guest host. A lot of people want to be guest hosts on Eagles Talk. Maybe I will allow one of them the privilege. That's how I found Nichelle. We had a promotion where I was doing shots, and I brought in guest shot takers. And this one particular Sunday, I did a ladies night show, and I allowed the females to come on and be my guest shot takers. And I remember Nichelle being one of them. And I remember her distinctly asking, well, if I come on to do the shots, will you allow me to give my commentary? And I said, sure, because that was the practice that I had. I had men on previously, and I allowed them to take the shots and give their commentary on whatever talking points we were discussing at the time. So it was no different. I allowed Nichelle to do the same. And as you can see, the rest is history. She is very, very knowledgeable, very articulate, and very talented. So it was a no-brainer once she came on. Yeah, Nichelle elbowed her way in. She talked her way in, actually. She talked her way into the show by displaying superior knowledge about our Philadelphia Eagles and presenting it in such an articulate way that we just could not allow her to leave. We couldn't let her go. And she's been a part of the show since. Pat is in Jamaica, and I know why he's in Jamaica, because he's celebrating his birthday. His birthday was, I forget what the actual date was, but we did have a birthday celebration for him. His wife threw him a surprise party on this past Saturday, and in which one of our loyal followers was there, and that's JT. If anybody knows JT, JT is a loyal follower of Eagles Talk, and he travels well. He is like the Eagles fan base when it comes to Eagles Talk. He travels well. He comes to a lot of our remotes if he is able to. And that is a testament to his loyalty. And we love JT for that. JT is truly a brother of the show. He lives in DC. Am I correct with that, JT? In DC? And he comes up here when we do remotes. And I'm talking about Delaware, Philadelphia. He comes to where we are, and I can never thank him enough for being a loyal follower and fan. And he did come up for Pat's birthday on Saturday, so we got a chance to. I don't even have any pictures. Oh yeah, my phone died. So JT, you got to send me pictures, man. I don't even have pictures. But JT came up, man, and Pat's party was a Eagles theme party. So everybody wore Eagles gear except myself. I didn't wear Eagles gear. I had some business to take care earlier today. And besides, I wear Eagles gear all the time. Every time I'm on the show, this would be the time I don't have any on now, but every time on this show, I'm wearing Eagles gear. So sometimes when I have an opportunity to dress like a regular adult, I like to do that. So I was probably one of the very few people that were there to celebrate Pat that did not have on Eagles paraphernalia, but everyone else did, and it was a grand showing. We thank everybody for coming out and celebrating with Pat. Pat was surprised. They tell me because I wasn't there when it started, but they said Pat was surprised. His wife bought him a beautiful Kelly Green jersey. That's what's up, with his last name on it, personalized jersey. Really, really nice, and can't wait for you guys to see it on the air. My wife got me the custom Kelly Green jersey. Thank you to everyone who came out. That's what Pat is saying through his wife's account. All right. Dressed like a regular adult after the season. I hear that. Yeah, JT is saying he's from DC. So yeah, JT came up, man. It was a wonderful event, man, and everybody enjoyed themselves. Let me find out I'm about to be the fourth wheel on Eagles Talk, y'all. Auditions. And JT doesn't hesitate to send me pictures. I just got a buzz on my phone, and it's from JT sending me pictures. Pat's in Jamaica. He's on that ganja, no doubt. No, Pat can't be on the ganja. Pat works for the government. He can't be on the ganja. All right, so our Philadelphia Eagles, we just got by those Dallas Cowboys last game, right? And it didn't leave kind of left a nasty taste in our mouth, right? Because we were sitting on the edge of our seats and we damn near gave the game away, right? That's behind us, though. Well, we cannot forget about it because we're facing a more lethal opponent that don't make these type of mistakes. Because Dallas, for all intents and purposes, they probably should have won. I mean, they had the ball inside the 10-yard line, and the clock was running down. I mean, they had matriculated the ball down the field very easily on us, and they were inside the 10-yard line, and they were about to punch it in. But then, Dak does Dak things, and the Cowboys did Cowboys things, and they just blew it. But we can ill afford to play that same way against the Kansas City Chiefs and expect that we're going to walk out of their stadium with a win like that. So I'm happy that we did pull this victory out against the Cowboys, but the flip side of that is we've got to be better. We've got to be better. Oh my God. No, I didn't stop wearing the Eagles paraphernalia. I wear my paraphernalia. Did you not see me in my brand new Kelly Green AJ Brown jersey? Not the regular one either. The top of the line. Top of the line one. The special edition one. I'll show you the difference too when I wear it. I'll probably wear it Monday night. But yeah, I'll show you. I got Eagles. And I buy paraphernalia, especially when we're doing good. I don't buy it when we stink, though. I will not. I will not put any money into this team when we stink. But when we're doing good, yeah, I'll go out and get a jersey. I bought one last year. I bought one this year. That's unheard of for me. I bought 2 jerseys in 2 years. That's unheard of. So you know I'm happy with them to be doing that. All right. Tony Burrow says, but it was a moral victory. Didn't you hear? Yeah, I don't want to hear that moral victory. We can't play like that against KC. We can't do it. We can't do it, Tony. I don't want to hear that moral victory. Clean it up, people. Clean it up, and let's get this W. And I just bitched about what I bitched about, and I'm gonna make the statement I'm about to make. I don't care. It doesn't have to be the prettiest victory, but let's not look ugly. Let's look competent. We almost gave that game away against the Cowboys. I don't want to look like that. I want it to look more like the Miami game. I want us to look like we're Super Bowl contenders, not like we just squeaking into the playoffs. Yeah, it's a game of inches, literally, as Dallas found out. So let's go out here, and I think that I don't want to. I know we're going to do a pregame on Monday night, but I think that, and Cam Jurgens is back, so that's great because I think that we need to run the rock. We haven't been very productive on the ground the past few games, right? We started out, once Swift, we made Swift our primary back. We had a few games there where we looked dominant on the ground, but we didn't look dominant on the ground the past 3 games, I would say. And that may coincide with the fact that Jurgens was out, but now he's back. So let's see if we can reestablish a ground game and keeping the ball out of Kansas City's hands. That's always a great philosophy and a great recipe and formula for us to win games. When our running game was playing at its peak, we were semi-dominant. I mean, our time of possession was incredible, right? If we can play keep away, I would love to get back to playing keep away. So hopefully, with the addition or the return of Jurgens back to the lineup, we can get back to controlling the clock. Jalen's playing wonderful right now. He's playing at a high level, even with his nagging injury. He's playing at a high level. So if he can continue that and be aided by an effective running game, that should be what we need to dispose of Kansas City Monday night. I'm hoping that's what we see. I'm hoping we see a defense that holds Pat Mahomes to mere mortal numbers, if that's possible. Let's see if we can come in here and hold Pat Mahomes to mere mortal numbers and not allow him to beat us. We saw their old offensive coordinator give us hell in 2 games down in Washington, Eric Bieniemy, the former OC for Kansas City, who beat us in the Super Bowl. He gave us hell with those 2 Commander games with his play calling. Let's see if we can solve or not allow Kansas City to do the same. Shut down Travis, and we have a great opportunity to win the game. Yeah, hopefully, because other teams have been shutting down Travis, and it's still to no avail. So shut down everybody. I know it may start with Travis, but shut down everybody. Bill Kroll, I may get a brown jersey of Smith, but when I buy a jersey, they split and bounce out of here. Yeah, I was strategic in the jerseys I bought. I bought Hassan Reddick, and I bought AJ Brown because AJ Brown's he's kind of sealed up for a few years, and Hassan Reddick also. And I don't think that Hassan will be leaving. I try to think about players that may leave. I don't think that Hassan is going to be one of them, and I don't think AJ is either, not in the near future anyway. So I thought this was a great investment, right? Because you're right. When you look at jerseys, you have to look at who you're buying. I mean, I try not to get emotional and just run out. I think about things like that. I mean, we're adults. We have to think about things like that. So I think about things like that. Is this guy going to be here? And I like the choices that I made because if they are here for 5 years at least, I think that these two have the potential to be all-time Eagle greats. I look at that too. I don't think these guys will be flashes in a pan. You know what I mean? Like there's some players that come through here as free agents. I know, we have a lot of homegrown, Fletcher Cox, BG, Kelsey. We have some homegrown people that have been here a while and they're going to be and they're all-time Eagles greats, right? Then we have some free agents we come in here, and not a lot, but a few of them turn into being all-time Eagle greats. They turn out to be Eagles. Like the homegrown guys, they learn it from rookie year on up. But the special ones like the Malcolm Jenkins who comes in as a free agent and gets it. And they just seem like once they integrate into the team, they seem like they've been Eagles their whole career. They just embody the Eagles culture and spirit. Malcolm Jenkins was definitely one of those free agents that, he's an all-time Eagle in my eyes. So I think that Hassan Reddick, being a Philly kid himself, it's not hard. And his personality and his play is fast turning him into one of those potential all-time Eagles favorites. AJ Brown in his 2 short years or year and a half at this point here in Philadelphia, his play, his personality he strikes me as an all-time Eagle great also. So if these guys are here at least 5 years, I think that they'll be all-time Eagle greats. I think that they'll go down as all-time Eagle greats, favorites, whatever you want to call it. All right, let me go to some comments out here. Bill says Reddick is a good one too. Yeah. Mob says him too. So he does think about the players when you go get a jersey. Like you don't run out and get a jersey of somebody, like a Gainwell. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Do you think Swift will stay? I think Swift will. They would love. I think they would love to keep him, but we have a strict budget on our running back room. Make no bones about it. And we will have to see how he is willing to bump up the pay scale just a little bit. Just a little bit. But let's not forget, we just let Miles Sanders go, right? So if Swift's not going to get Miles money. That's why we let Miles go. And it all is going to be dependent upon if he stays healthy enough. There's still a knock on him. And that is going to be definitely a bargaining chip that Howie uses in the negotiation. And Howie has a formula for running backs. He's not going to pay a lot for him, number one. And he feels that he could get equal value or equal quality running back, going through the bargain bins. He thinks that and it's worked for him. He's been shopping in the bargain bins at the department stores, and he's been finding some gems. He's been going through the clearance racks, and he's been finding some gems. Albeit, this last pickup, Swift was like going to Nordstrom Rack. It wasn't like, he wasn't at Walmart shopping the clearance rack. He was in Nordstrom Rack shopping the clearance the clearance section. You know what I mean? It was Detroit. Detroit is good now. Isn't that funny to say? But Detroit is good, and how he went through their clearance racks and got Swift. So it wasn't like he was at Walmart. He was in Nordstrom's. All right. Toby says I have Blount, Jalen, and Mailata. Mailata, you have to be a real big fan. That's a bold buy, Mailata. And it was sexy, especially his story coming from not playing football at all to getting a nice sizable contract to become the starting left tackle. That was a big reach right there. You have a Blount. You even bought a Blount. Blount was only here 2 years or so. Or one, I forget. 1 or 2 years. But he is a member of that Super Bowl team, so he'll never be forgotten. He'll never be forgotten. So that was a good one. And he has 2 Jalens. 2 Jalens. Wow. Wow. No, I'm not doing that. Like those jerseys cost us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. That's 4 jerseys. That means you bought 4 jerseys in the last 5, 6 years. Nah, maybe a sweatshirt here and there. But jerseys, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I should be good for a few years, right? I mean, I still wear my all right, Jeremiah is telling me it's time for it's actually time for the game to be over, but I will give you a fourth quarter. All right, so Jeremiah is serving as my co-host, says it's time for the fourth quarter. So let's end this quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so that's the end of the quarter. I'm going to give you a little extra time here. This is the fourth quarter, but we are over the hour mark. But I'll hang in there with you guys. All right, so you're listening to Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I don't drink no more, but I'm doing some extra stuff here. I'm doing a high power, high octane drink in this monster rehab. You guys let me know what you're doing out there. It's only 8. It's only 8 o'clock. You can do another shot, but please drink responsibly. I'm home. You guys should be home. Don't be out. Don't be drinking while you're doing this. All right. So here we are. We're going to salute our Philadelphia Eagles. Let me get my soundboard ready. I'm everything today. All right. So to our Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right. So Tony Byrne bragging on his jersey. He says, my son has a Mailata jersey with some extra scribble on it. And that is a story in itself. He got that extra scribble because Eagles Talk hooked him up. Tell him the whole story, Tony. Yeah, Tony came through. We was down at the Chicky and Pete's, and Mailata was appearing. And I called, and I remember I called I had just met Pete from a Chicky and Pete's. The Pete that's in Chicky and Pete's, I had just met him, the owner. And Mailata's coming in, and he's getting ready to appear on the Marks and Reese show. And he's over there, and everybody's talking to him and all that. He's behind a roped off section. You just can't walk up to him. And Pete, who I just met maybe 20 minutes early, comes walking by. And I yell out to Pete, like we're old, like we've been friends for 25 years. I'm like, yo, Pete, yo, come here. I'm like, Pete, I said, one of our followers here came all the way from Australia, and he'd like to take his son and meet Mailata. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, come on. He takes him over there, takes him behind the roped off area, doesn't allow me to go there. I'm only kidding. I didn't ask, though. But he said he takes Tony and his son, and he goes and takes him right up to meet Mailata. They get to talk with him. They get to take a couple pictures, and he signed his son's Mailata jersey. And you guys, and if I'm not mistaken, Tony, you had it framed this his past birthday. You had it framed, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know if I'm right there. And that is now straight to the garage or whatever. What's the saying that you guys? Straight to the pool. Oh, I forget. He'll put it in the chat room. But there's a saying that these Aussies have about straight to the something. But yeah, that's a heck of a story. So yeah, we did our part there. We played our part in helping him have a souvenir that he'll never forget for as long as he lives. And I'm happy to be a part of that. Okay, JT says he has several jerseys. Yeah, JT. I mean, but JT, you're rich. We know that. Straight to the pool room. That's it. All right, straight to the pool room. So it's hanging up in there. I hope he will stay. Yeah, I think that the jerseys I have safe. I don't think I'm gonna be in any worry about those guys leaving anytime soon. I still wear. I have a Asante Samuel jersey. I still got that. I wear that. There's some people that are, and that's why you have to be particular about because I don't want to like. It would not be a sexy thing in 10 years to pop up with a Kenny Gainwell jersey. Now, I mean, things could always change, right? I know that things can always change, but the way it seems now, right? I don't think that throwing on a Gainwell, showing up at a game or any type of Eagles function in 8 to 10 years with a Gainwell jersey on is going to be a good look. I'm just saying, you got to be strategic in these jerseys that you buy. You just have to. You know what I mean? Asante is cool. I can still wear Asante right now. They'll be like, oh, damn, I remember Asante, but a Gainwell, I don't know. I'm just saying, right? So you got to be strategic. So I think I got two solid players in the last 2 years. Reddick and Brown. Not going to be forgotten. Not going to be forgotten. Two Pro Bowl players in this short time that they've been with the Eagles. So yeah, I'm good. Ed Clinton says, I got Reggie, 1992, McNabb, Dawkins, Kelsey, and looking at a 1980 Carmichael for the next. Say now, all of those are huge names. They're iconic. You can wear them anytime. Anytime. And that's what you're looking for. Iconic players that you can wear anytime, that you can go back and no at any time in history, they'll be good. And those right there are heavy hitters that he just named. Reggie, are you kidding me? Reggie, B-Dog, McNabb, Kelsey, and he's looking for an 80 Carmichael. Yeah, that's good. All right, Portia says, I only wear Dawkins and Cunningham, can never go wrong. Yeah, you're right about that, Portia. You can't ever go wrong with those icons either. And that's what you have to have, icons. And then there's another tier, because those are icons. Dawk, Cunningham, Reggie, McNabb, Kelsey, all of those are icons, right? And then you have your next tier that you can get away with, right? Like, and I'll put the free agent I just talked about. I'll put Malcolm Jenkins in that area. Like, you have your icons, and then you have that next tier, right? And I think Malcolm Jenkins will be in that next tier. My Asante Samuel will be in that next tier, right? And that next tier under the icons is acceptable too. They're kind of timeless too. But you go down a couple of tiers. You want to stay out the like. All right, so you got the icons at the top. Then you got the second tier, like the Jenkins, the Asante Samuels, and the such, right? And even T.O., because I know T.O. is a Hall of Famer, but as far as Eagles history, I wouldn't put him at an icon level because he was only here a year. So he would fall into that next tier under that icon, right? So you're safe on that second tier. But you can't go to that third, fourth tier, and God forbid the fifth tier. You know what I mean? And they're not timeless. So that fourth tier would be probably Gainwell. So you can't do the Gainwell. All right, so yeah, like this one right here, Jeremiah, perfect example. Worst jersey I've ever bought was the 81 Matthews. Shake my head, two-step was up and do nothing. So Matthews would be like that fourth, or maybe I even utter the fifth tier. The fifth tier. You can't go with the fifth tier. Like a Rager would be around the fourth to fifth tier. That's a horrible jersey to have. That's not good. Aguilar. Now he won the Super Bowl, so maybe might get him in the third tier. but he's like a third, maybe fourth tier. He definitely was a fourth tier prior to that Super Bowl season. He was a fourth tier. But he might have worked his way up a little bit just because he was a part of that Super Bowl season. And he had a good Super Bowl, actually. He did have a good Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So you got to watch those type of jerseys, and that's why you have to be strategic. And those type of people, you gotta let them build up their reputation because they don't come out the gate and are big splashes. So you got to kind of wait on jumping out there. You can't shop for jerseys emotionally. You can't do that. You can't shop for jerseys emotionally. Don't do that. They tell you don't impulse shop. Don't ever shop for any type of jerseys emotionally, because then you'll be stuck with a damn Matthews jersey like my man got. You know what I'm saying? You'd be stuck with a Matthews jersey. You don't want to do that. All right, here we go. Peters, Jackson, Ertz, Smith, Reddick, Brown, Hurts, Jeffries. Yeah, now out of those, they're that second tier. Yeah, they're the second tier, except for Hurts. I think Hurts is going to be elevated. But all of them are around that second tier right now. At this point in their careers, they're probably at the second tier. And Hurts, you might put him up. You might want to put him in the icon area only because how hot he is right now. But the rightful place for him would be in that second tier right now. Until his career is over. And his career is over, I think he'll be in the icon level. He'll be in the rafters level. But all these were good. All these are good, except for Nick. Now Nick he's in the icon. I'm sorry, Nick. And we're talking about Foles here. Nick is an icon. Peters is in the icon too. Jackson, I think I would put Jackson in the icon. Ertz maybe second level. Smith, Reddick, Brown, Hurts, Jeffries all second level. But I'm putting Nick, Foles, Jason Peters, and Jackson. I'm elevating them to icon. They're all timers. They're all timers. Ertz, Smith, and Smith, Reddick, Brown, Hurts, Jeffrey because of his I know he won the Super Bowl, but he's a second tier person all time. I mean, but I'm gonna say Ertz, Smith, Reddick, Browns, Hurts, second tier, but with the potential to be icons. They're just second tier because their careers are not finished yet. So, yeah, that's where I would put them. I would put them Ertz, Smith, Reddick, Brown, Hurts, second tier right now, with the potential to be top tier. Jackson, solidify icon. Peter, solidify icon. Nick Foles, solidify icon. All right, Javon Curse, D-Jack, yeah. Hamler, Dawks, you know. I wanted Jerome Brown icon. Oh, see, like this. Had a Wentz jersey. See? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. But I could see a lot of people got bamboozled on the Wentz. That was not our fault. I don't have a Wentz when I'm talking about our fault. I didn't fall into the trap. And I liked them. But I didn't fall into the trap. But yeah, that's I'll excuse that because that was everybody got had on that. That was Wentz did that was like 3-card Molly. Like you just knew we just knew we knew where the card was. I knew I saw that damn ace. I just knew it was going to be under there. That's what I felt. I just knew Wentz was going to be icon, and then they turned the damn card over, and it wasn't the damn joint. I lost all my money. That's what happened with the Wentz. So Wentz jersey, he had us. All right, so he said he used the Matthews jersey as a car seat cover. Great use of a Matthews jersey. A great use, actually, probably the top function for a fourth level jersey. So if you happen to get stuck with a Gainwell, there's your top use. Turn them into car seat covers. You do that. Turn them into car seat covers. That's the best thing you could do with a fourth level. I mean, all right, so you get a couple wears out of it while they're still, active or whatever. But the moment that they get on the bus to leave the the city limits of Philadelphia, car seat cover. Yeah, car seat cover. All right. All right. Pat, put a shot down the straw. All right. I know I'm missing someone. Jake Elliott. Jake is a second tier. I'm sorry. I know he's a kicker, but Jake's a second tier. He's not an icon yet. After his career is over, he'd probably be an icon. But right now, second tier easily. Second tier. And second tier, don't get it wrong. Second tier is not that's a great tier to be on. Don't get me wrong. Icon and second tier is great level to be on. Fool's gold. Josie, you didn't get it. So all right, so who didn't get a Wentz? Who be man enough to admit you had a Wentz jersey? There's probably more Wentz jerseys out there. All right, might get a Boston Scott jersey. Boston, I give Boston. Boston got some love. He's a solid third tier. Third tier. I'll give Boston Scott a solid third. I'm not going to put Boston down there with Kenny Gainwell. I like Boston, and he has a little rep. I mean, he's the giant killer, right? He's going to go down just for that. He's always going to be known as a giant killer. If they let him go today, he's always going to be known as the giant killer. Boston Scott, I'll give him some love. All right. So, look, all right, we done went over. See, Pat said he got a Wentz jersey. See, we never got a Wentz. Bill never got a Wentz. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I know there's some people out there that got a Wentz jersey. And Jeremiah, you are right. I was just about to say that. Jeremiah, thank you. The fan of the night, thank you for being my co-host and being my clock today, because I'm way over in the overtime. This is only an hour show. All right, he said I'm getting a stitch fixed and adding A.J. Brown. He said he's going to take the stitch. It's a stitch jersey, so Pat said he's going to take the stitch off, the Wentz off, and add A.J. Brown to that. Yeah, I have an 11 jersey, but it is an A.J. Brown. But anyway, guys, it's been fun talking to you guys. I'm not going to have my co-host Pat, co-host with the Co-most, and Nichelle will be here, and we'll make it happen on Monday night. So you guys make sure you come and join us Monday night as our Philadelphia Eagles take on the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a Super Bowl rematch, and it's the big payback. That's what I'm calling it, the big payback. Follow us on Instagram. I got like a nice reel up there with that EPMD song, Big Payback, and a video done by, what's my man? ED, I forgot. He's a friend to the show, though, but he did an excellent graphic video to this. So go to our Instagram page, which is at Eagles Talk. Simple as that, at Eagles Talk. Follow and check out that reel that's up there. So I'm your man, Dante, the Dark Knight. And for my co-host with the Co-most, in their absence, Pat and Nichelle, man, we're out of here. We're going to see. Let me see if I got I don't have the Eagles fight. Oh, no, I don't. All right, so I'm going to have to play it on here. All right, but we're out, man. I'll see you guys on Monday night. You guys have a safe night. Enjoy your weekend. See you Monday night. We're out. Peace.
Live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him.